I want to talk about something small today. Not a big decision, not a retirement date, just a moment I didn't quite expect. There was a day recently where I realised that work had stopped feeling like the main thing in my life. I was still doing my job, I was still busy, still responsible, but something had shifted quietly in the background. And that surprised me. It wasn't burnout, it wasn't dissatisfaction, and it wasn't that I suddenly hated work. It was more like work had moved from the centre of the picture to more of the edge of the picture. For years, work has been the thing everything else fitted around. My days, weeks, holidays, even how tired I felt. All of it revolved around work. And then one day, without any big event triggering it, I noticed that it didn't feel like that anchor anymore. It was still there, it still mattered, but it wasn't the thing everything else was orbiting. What caught me off guard was how unsettling it felt, because we're told to aim for this, aren't we? We talk about wanting work to matter less, wanting more balance, wanting more freedom. But when that shift actually starts to happen, when work stops being the main emotional reference point, it can feel strange rather than liberating. Almost like standing on ground that's solid but somehow unfamiliar. And this isn't about having a retirement date, because I don't. It's not about the numbers being done, because they're not. This happened before any of that was sorted, which is what makes it even more interesting, because it suggests that retirement doesn't always start with a decision. Sometimes it starts with a quiet internal reordering. I realised I was still giving work my time, but not quite the same weight. If something went wrong, it didn't land the same way. If something went right, it didn't define my day. And that raised a question I wasn't quite expecting. If work is no longer the main thing, what takes its place? That's not a scary question for me, but it's a revealing one. I think this might be one of those experiences people don't talk about. We talk about money, we talk about dates, we talk about fear or excitement, but we don't talk much about this middle phase where you're still working, but something inside you has already begun to loosen its grip. Not because you've checked out, but because your identity is quietly shifting. I don't think this means that anything needs fixing. I don't think it means rushing anything. I think it's just something worth noticing, because when work stops feeling like the main thing, it doesn't mean it's meaningless. It just means it's no longer the whole story anymore. I'm still working. I'm still busy. Nothing has changed on the surface, but internally something has. And I wanted to say that out loud in case someone else recognises this feeling too. Thanks for listening.